All right. Hey, this is Chris Bushart with Momentum Recruiting, and I'm here with Alissa Simon of the Metalloid Corporation in Three Rivers. Alissa, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Right on. Well, we're just going to spend a few minutes talking about her experience in hiring us to help Metalloid with some recruiting. So I guess to start off, if you would, can you kind of introduce yourself and just talk about a little bit about what Metalloid is and what role you have in the company?
Okay, yeah, sure. My name is Alissa. I have been with Metalloid for about 12 years, and I am currently the Director of Human Resources and also our Compliance Manager. So we do metalworking fluids for the manufacturing industry. We're very big with like the HVAC and then coolant that companies use to make things like punches, refrigerators, air conditioners, and that sort of thing. So we've been around since 1951, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys have been around for a long time. And when we met each other, it was this fall. It was like in November, fall of 2022. And so when we first kind of got introduced to each other, what was the main problem you guys were having?
Well, we are currently looking to grow, and in order to do that, we needed to meet a few needs within the organization to be able to be ready for that potential growth. So I believe the first thing that we worked on was getting a technical chemist, correct?
Yeah,
so
technical service chemist.
Yeah, we had just had somebody who had left for health reasons, and we needed to fill that position. So we got with you for that, and then it just kind of like took off.
Right on. So you're the HR director, amongst other things, right? So, and I think this is interesting because with the title of HR director, it seems like recruiting would fall kind of in your lap, or at least you might have somebody working on your team. So did you guys have a recruiting team in place, or how did that look?
No, we are a very small organization. I think at this facility, we have about 20 employees. I am HR. I am a singular person here. We don't have anybody else doing it. So, and I'm relatively new in this position. And I think that we were kind of we wanted to fill the position quickly. So we thought that it would be nice to get an outside recruiter to help with that, because I do several other things. So it wasn't going to be like my main priority. So it was really nice to be able to kind of field that out and have you help with that. It worked. We got a lot of good employees out of that. So yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you were just too busy to really do your own recruiting, and it just made sense to bring on an outside recruiter.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you guys were doing some recruiting. I mean, you had some posts on, I believe you had LinkedIn, you definitely had Indeed.
Yep.
But you guys just weren't seeing the results that you were looking for from that?
No, we've gotten we've gotten a few good employees from that. The metalworking is kind of like a niche. So for this particular position, for the technical spot, we really needed somebody who had experience in metalworking. And, Sturgis is a small city, in Michigan, and there's not really a whole lot around. So we wanted to kind of expand that market and see what was going to be available. So,
right on. Okay, good. Well, so when we met, you had I would have been introduced kind of through email from one of your coworkers. So what made you want to hire Momentum Recruiting? Like, what was it?
Well, oddly enough, we had just worked with a recruiting company and did not have good results. So I definitely did want to work with them again. I was open to working with some other people, but like after talking with you through the email, like you're approachable, you're personal, you easy to communicate with, you seem to understand what we were looking for. And So we just kind of decided, let's just see what happens out of here. And yeah, we're not mad about it. We were able to get really good candidates and quickly. It didn't take a long time. And I liked your process. I liked that you worked right with me, that you let me see what you were doing. You worked on our platforms. So, I could log into our LinkedIn account or our Indeed, and I could see the people that were there, and I could see who you were talking to and how you were kind of communicating with them. I liked that you sent me your interview questions so that I could see what kinds of questions you were asking them. So I wasn't asking the same questions, or if I wanted clarification on something, I could ask that when I was talking with them. And I liked that you stayed in communication with me throughout the whole process from start to finish. So those were things I really appreciated. And that's why we continue to use you as we hired more people, because I just liked your flow.
Well, I appreciate that. And I also really, and I've told you this before, I really appreciate working with you and your team. You guys you didn't waste a lot of time making decisions. You kind of knew what you wanted to do. You didn't always know exactly how it was going to work out. And that's why you hired me. So I thought it was a really good fit for both of us.
Yes.
So thank you. So we talked a little bit about getting some other recruits. So I was actually putting together a list. It looks like we have hired, we started with a technical service chemist, and then we did an inside sales coordinator, and then we did 2 technical sales engineers, and then a regional sales manager.
Mhm.
That sound about right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, obviously that's kind of a lot in that's about 6 months, a little less. So, what was the, I guess, what was the main thing that if you could say, hey, this is the best thing about working with Momentum Recruiting, and what was that, and how is your life different now?
I like the fact that you handled the initial recruiting process. Like, you posted the jobs, you sent us the job descriptions that you kind of put together after I sent you like the notes, which one was super beneficial. I had known that we needed to revamp our job descriptions for a long time. It was nice to not have to do that. You kind of handled that. And then the initial chats with people. So you were able to filter out people very quickly for us and within a short amount of time. And that was a huge time saver for me. Like, again, we hired 5 people in 6 months. Like, that's a lot of work. And I appreciate that so much, because I have a lot going on, and I did not have the time to really put that much effort into it. So I think that initial call for sure, the initial screening of employees, was the most beneficial to me.
Awesome. Yeah, you definitely have your hands full. Okay. So, if you, let me see, what does this question say? Oh yeah. So what would you think your life at Metalloid would be like right now if we hadn't hooked up and got the recruiting going like we did?
Well, I think we would still be searching for people, because I wouldn't have been able to put as much emphasis into that. Also, if we wouldn't have hired the people that we did, I mean, we have great fit across the board. So, for each of those positions, we were able to find the right candidate. So, 1, we could have missed out on that person, and 2, we could still be looking and wasting time in other areas. So, for example, like our technical chemist, like, he hit the ground running. He has been an amazing partner into our team. He was able to like jump right on board. He is out meeting with customers and meeting their needs and fixing the problems that they're having. And also, he's looking at things that we've wanted to do that we haven't been able to do yet, like Boeing approval, or, some of the things that have kind of been put on the back burner because we haven't had anybody to complete that. So it's like, he's been a great asset. The same for our inside salesperson. We had a little bit of drama when she first hired in, and she's just kind of gone with it, and she's been great. She's been a really good addition. And again, with the sales guy, I mean, the one guy, he's been here for 3 days, but so far he's fitting in good. But the other one that we hired that is working out of Texas, 1, we didn't have anybody in that area who was able to meet the needs of our customers. And 2, he is really hit the ground running. And I hate to say that again, but he has been able to just like jump on board, and he's got really great ideas for how to increase our customer base and even to expand what our current customers are already receiving, like bringing on other Metalloid products so that they can be a one-stop shop essentially.
That is awesome. And actually that position in particular, because I was working with Robert when we were trying to build out the job description, and I'll never forget, because Robert has been around, HVAC metalworking for 30 plus years. He was the director of an entire manufacturing facility, if I remember correctly. And when we first started talking, he's like, Chris, I just want to basically warn you that what we're looking for is not going to be easy to find. He's like, I've been looking for this person for a long time. I've been trying to find my replacement. He goes, I've probably talked to 100 applicants that I thought were pretty good, pretty well qualified, and they didn't fit the bill, or they didn't work out. And when we turned this job on, we actually had to pause it, if I remember correctly, because we had so many applicants. And it really is because of the job description. And that's a credit to both of us, because, you had no problem putting me in touch with Robert. He was very easy to talk to and get the right information. So yeah, if I could say that there was like a secret sauce to any of it, it's like, it's just a good mix of a working relationship and just working together to get to identify exactly what we're looking for. So
absolutely. I mean, the communication between all of us. I mean, you talked to several employees here to kind of get the feel for different positions and what people were looking for and what we wanted the qualifications to be. So the open communication was amazing. It's not like you were like, hey, okay, what are you looking for? And I said a technical chemist, and you were like, okay. And then we didn't hear from you for a couple of months. Like, it was really nice to be able to be in contact with you and to be able to have a conversation. And I agree, like me being able to pass that off to Robert, because Robert knew exactly who he's looking for. That was a win-win too, to just kind of let you guys handle that, because I didn't know what he was looking for. And so, and I think, and we found a great fit. Wayne is amazing. So
yeah,
he's working
yeah,
out.
absolutely. Wayne's a great guy. Well, cool. Well, one last question. So I guess if you were to talk with somebody who was like on the fence for hiring us, what would you say to them?
I would tell them to give you a try. I would tell them all the reasons that we thought it was a great fit. And, if you don't have time and you're not really sure what you're looking for, or you're not really sure like what kind of qualifications or what the job is going to do, for sure, like what to put on those job descriptions to work with you, because you nailed it. You nailed it more than once. And that just to be able to have a conversation with you, you're great talking with the applicants, you're great talking with the people. I mean, we even had an issue with, the drama with Carrie and the inside sales position, where you came down just to even make her feel comfortable. And like, you go that extra mile to get that right person for the job. And I think that's super important. And I would pass that along to anybody who is on the fence.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure, and I hope that you guys are not done growing, because I want to continue to work with you. So
right. I just need a break.
Right. No, it's been awesome. Like I said before, I wish I had 5 clients just like you guys. So yeah, so I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you very much, and happy Friday, and we'll talk to you sooner or later.
All right, sounds good. Bye, Chris.
Thanks, Alissa.